Halsey, you're an actor's dream. Oh, good sakes. Yes, hello, what do you want?
Hey, GameStop, how's it going?
Oh, good, it's you again. What can I do for you?
Hey, don't worry, I'm not going to bother you too long. I just wanted to know when Devil's Third was going to come out.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me check. Hang on a second. No, you can't have it.
What? Why?
Because Nintendo of America said you can't have it.
That doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Why don't you call Nintendo yourself?
Alright, fine, I will. Jeez.
Thank you for calling the Nintendo Customer Service Helpline. If this is a complaint, you can file it under Eat Me.
What? You're the same guy!
Oh, for the love of God, don't you have anyone else to call?
You're telling me you work for both GameStop and Nintendo.
It's called multitasking. I'm a man of many talents.
Fine, whatever. Can I have Devil's Third or not? What's the deal?
No, you can't have it. You want to know why? Because the game is terrible. We're not going to give it to you.
Yeah, that didn't stop you from releasing Tank 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 or Sonic Boom, or should I glitch jump my way over that sorry explanation?
Yay!
Besides, even if the game is bad, that's still my right as a gamer to play it in my own free will. Nobody made you my mom or dad, just give me the game.
Well, how's about you? Focus on getting an actual cell phone instead of calling me on a PSP.
Give me the game.
No.
Give me the game.
No.
Give me the game.
No.
Give me the game.
No, no, no.
Give me the game.
No, 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 no.
Give me the game.
No, 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 no.
Give me the game or I'm trading in my Wii U for an Xbox.
All right, fine. You can have your game. Oh, boy, you're gonna have it all right.
If you could sum up the Nintendo Wii U console's lifespan in 3 words, what would it be? For me, it's good but misunderstood. When this console can put on a good face, it's a pretty good machine. But when it falls, boy does it fall. I don't think I've ever ran into a video game console that's marred in as much confusion, frustration, or misdirection as this one. And there's honestly no better game to sum that up than Devil's Third.
Tomonobu Itagaki, famous for the Dead or Alive series and his reboot of Ninja Gaiden, began development of Devil's Third in 2008 after leaving Tecmo. It was originally going to be for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 and published under THQ. Throughout development, Devil's Third was reported to have jumped from several different game engines during production. Reports are the initial engine the game was based on had closed down, so they began to use a variation of Canadian game developer Relic Entertainment's programming. Production at this point was becoming ever more frustrating, but Itagaki remained confident that this game would run smoothly upon its release, though it was reported to have jumped yet again to another engine, this time the same one the game Darksiders was based off. After THQ had filed for bankruptcy and closed up shop in 2013, the rights to publish the game were reacquired by Itagaki, and he planned to release it under his newly formed Valhalla Games Studios, comprised of fellow former members of Team Ninja that also left Tecmo. Nintendo would pick up the publishing rights and planned on releasing it exclusively for the Wii U. The game got a showing at E3 2014, and I have got to admit, I was pretty hooked by what I saw. It looked like the fast-paced, running hack-and-slash action game that the Wii U could use, and given Itagaki's reputation, I assumed naturally Nintendo would want to back this project and offer as much support to finish development. To shake the stigma that the only thing Big N produces are kiddie games, to promote Devil's Third as a cutting-edge new action game would only be positive for business. Of course, the first impression met by fans who saw the trailer at E3 for 2014 said that the game looked very dated. Cosmetics are one thing, and I had hoped that it would be an issue the game would overcome. But then Devil's Third was released in the UK to massively negative reviews, citing the game's dated visuals, clunky controls, and massive amount of bugs and various technical flaws.
So, yeah, when I first heard about the bad reviews of this game, that made me want to play it even more, mostly because I'm kind of like a fly on garbage with this sort of stuff. So, now that I've got it, let's give it a shot. Really? That's atrocious? I've played atrocious. This is not atrocious.
We can't go far. Heading back for refuel and ammo.
When I went in this game immediately to kind of try and find some problems, I deliberately tried to search for things about it that I didn't like. And I'm going to be honest, some technical flaws aside, I was overall pretty pleased with what I played in regards to this. I'll try and tackle those issues individually, so maybe you'll get a bit of a grasp of where I'm coming from with this. Super ultra violent, check. It's got that going for it. I'm also kind of fond of the fact that it's actually pretty straightforward. There's no puzzles, no quick time events that you find in so many other games that kind of give you the illusion of juggling up its gameplay, when in reality the only thing it's doing is mainly wasting your time. Devil's Third doesn't mess around with that. It's go here, kill a bunch of guys.
Do we have to cross that bridge?
There's no way around.
There is. There's no other way.
The main character, Yvonne, kind of works as a bit of a special operative soldier for the government. He was a wanted terrorist that they kidnapped, and he now does a bunch of underground missions for him. Not really a lot to the character, he hardly emotes, but there's an attitude about him that's really cool. I kind of like it.
What about power?
I can help with that.
Enough talking.
Thank you kindly. Smooth.
You disappoint me, Ivan. I gave your life meaning. I gave you purpose.
But what did you take from me?
Your parents had a critical mission, a hijacking, but they failed. Putting our greater goal at risk, they died by my own hands. And you were cut from your mother's womb, a newborn Spartan.
And raised to fight your private war.
War divides us. Our goal is a single nation.
With a single ruler, and you'd murder millions to do it.
Sacrifice, not murder. You never understood the difference.
Kind of like a lot of games of this nature, the melee combat relies a lot on two buttons, X and Y. Y for your weak attack, X for your stronger attack. But the issue here is that there isn't a great variation of combos that you can use. In fact, you sort of get a little bit deadlocked in the animation, and it got me killed quite a bit. Okay, so pretty much the way I mentioned earlier about there being a lack of quick time events or like a bunch of stupid door opening puzzles, it means that you can focus on your goal at hand, which is pretty much staying alive and reaching the end of the level, usually met with a pretty difficult boss fight, and boy, the boss fights can be brutal in this game. And also kind of getting back a little bit to the blend of the melee combat and the first-person shooter, it gives you a little bit of variety as how to approach certain enemies. You might think it would be easy to stand back and gun down bad guys, and while ammo drops are pretty common, sometimes it's best to just run in close and hack things to bits. In fact, you know what? And call me crazy on this one, but there's kind of a dungeon crawly approach to this game that makes me think of a little bit of almost kind of like a hackneyed version of Bloodborne. Yeah, I just said that. This game kind of feels a little bit like a dumb version of Bloodborne. Not that that's a bad thing, because I like Bloodborne, and I actually kind of mean that as a bit of a compliment.
Damn. That guy sure knows how to clear a room.
I like this guy. I want more of this character.
These guys are relentless.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's Devil's Third. And I'm going to be... I've sort of been brutally honest, and it might sound like that I'm defending this game to an absurd degree, but I was rooting for this game so hard, and the bad press that it got kind of upsets me a little bit, but now that I've actually got my hands on and played it, I really don't feel it's as bad as a lot of those reviews that I said. Sure, it's buggy, it's glitchy, it has a lot of technical flaws, and there's a lot of gaffes throughout the game, and parts of it really don't feel all that finished or maybe well thought out. But given what I've gotten to play here, I'm going to give this my very first on-screen score review a modest 6 out of 10. That's as high as I can go, but it's a very good 6 out of 10. It means that if this game had a chance to become a franchise, there's lots of areas where it can improve. I like the blend of first-person shooter and third-person melee combat, and it's kind of a healthy break from the monotony of one or the other. So, that being said, I consider this game a win. And at the time that I'm recording this, more copies are available to purchase on Amazon. I'm not sure for how long, but I really do recommend playing this game. It's not as bad as a lot of the reviews say for it, and it's kind of a it's kind of been of a I'm going off script here, but it's kind of a bit of a bug that's bothered me throughout all of 2015, and I kind of thought the same thing about Yuji Naka's Rodea the Sky Soldier, another game I personally like and I was eagerly waiting to play, but there's something about these veteran game developers that have just been tuned out. I don't know if it's because times have changed that drastically or if I'm that completely out of touch, but I think that offerings like this show that a lot of these guys still have a lot to say. And when you look at a lot of guys who turn to Kickstarter or Indiegogo, like Koji Igarashi, that means that there's still a group that still wants to play their kinds of games. And something like Devil's Third has that feel about it. There is potential here for something like this to be really good. I mean, maybe not Bayonetta or God of War good, but it's kind of a blend of, like, I don't know, maybe Gears of War or Halo or something. But given what this game had to offer, I would sooner play it again before I would ever play another Battlefield game. And that's my final say.
I won't die so easily. My disciples were granted a single genetic modification, but I have many, and I can use them all.
Ruling the world seems like a pain in the ass. Ask Stalin or Hitler.
Amateurs. This is world revolution, my son. Any and all means are justified.